Hi, I'm Carla Nelson, and I'm so happy you're joining with me today. I'm very excited about doing this video actually, because I want to expand a little more on the last video I did, which was it's okay to say no. It really is okay to say no, and in fact it's necessary to say no. If we don't, we are giving ourselves away, and we are losing precious time that we may need to be spending on ourselves. Today what I want to talk about is how to say no. And so I'm titling this video, How to Say No. I want to talk a little bit about why it is so difficult to say no. And it's difficult for all of us to say no. That is because it creates a tremendous amount of stress when we have to tell someone no. And it can even create intense anxiety. This is just something that we are going to have to deal with, to be quite honest, because it gets much easier. The more we say no, the easier it gets to say no. But how do we say no? Well, first of all, if we are not ready, we can't quite get no out, then the best thing we can do is to buy ourselves some time. So you would say something like, let me think about that. I'll get back with you tomorrow. And that gives you time to get very clear about whether this is something that is going to be good for you to do or not. What happens so often is we underestimate how much time something will take and how much it's going to cost us in terms of having to give up things that we need to do for ourselves, like maybe exercising or taking hikes or sewing or whatever it is that we really enjoy doing. Working on our cars, whatever. It can be anything. So you just have to expect that you're going to feel some real stress, particularly if you have a lifetime of saying yes. But it can still be done. It can still be done, and it, in my opinion, really needs to be done. One of the things you really want to do is to be very clear, very clear as to why you want to say no, why you need to say no. And it can be something very simple. It can be the fact that your kids are old enough to do their laundry, and they need to do their laundry, and you're tired of doing their laundry for them. So when you take a little time to get clear as to why you need to say no, you will realize that they need to learn to do their laundry. That's really the best thing for them, and I'm tired of doing their laundry and don't want to do it for them anymore. That will help you to stay strong, because people are going to push back. Okay, they're going to push back, and they're going to want you to change your mind, if you will. One of the best ways to handle that is to only say it no in one or two sentences, absolutely no more than that. Because if you try and explain yourself, or if you say too much, then it opens the door for arguments and for them to try and get you to change your mind. So make it very clear, very precise. I'm sorry, but I can't do that. I am going to have to say no. Guess what, everybody? You're going to be more respected for that. Truly. People respect us when we respect ourselves enough to say no. And it also gives other people permission to say no. When your children or your sister or your friend sees you becoming comfortable in saying no and in doing the loving thing for yourself, it actually empowers them to do the same thing. Really and truly, this is a very good thing. So another thing that I think is really important is to never ever explain yourself. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't need to have a reason. I actually was reading a very good article on why it's important to say no in a magazine recently, and I just want to share one thing that I thought was really says it all. So, although it may be daunting, we all have the capacity and, most important, the right to say no. You may agonize over it, especially if you've said yes your entire life. But the more you embrace no, the better you'll get at saying it. Let someone else slave over the perfect bake sale brownies while you enjoy date night, and you will see what we mean. And that's really true. When you give yourself permission to say no, then you are able to do the things for you that you need to do. It really is an important way to show yourself love. I hope you'll all do this. I hope you'll all practice saying no when you really want to say no, and I guarantee it is going to give you a much happier life. Thank you so much for being with me today.